you had a bye week to kind of deep dive into the defense. How satisfied were you with the first 7 games?
There was a lot of really good stuff. The thing that I liked was, a lot of guys played. We had a lot of freshmen play, some walk-on guys play in meaningful minutes, against good teams, against UCLA, against Utah. So that was good to see them come in and execute. Disappointing to see the running defense the last 2 weeks. So hopefully we've been beat up, but hopefully we're fresher and we go out there and play the way we're capable of playing.
How close do you feel like you are at defending the pass the way you'd like to?
I think we're close. It's just they've done a nice job, but then it's a new group every week. So just kind of everyone learning how to play with each other. So I think that's a big part of any cohesive unit. You got to have reps together and time together, and we kind of had a different lineup every week. So, yeah. But they're building that experience with each other. So I think it's going to continue to get better. In
regards to the run defense, Jonathan said part of the problem was guys were jumping out of their gaps and the tackling wasn't great. Was your kind of assessment too? And why guys jump out of their gaps?
A lot of times that comes from trying to do too much. And not just doing your job, and then when the ball presents through your job, you make the play. So that's what a lot of it was, especially in games where things aren't going necessarily our way. Guys have a tendency sometimes to try to make too many plays instead of just doing their work, and so that's a big part of it, and that was a big part of it. So getting that cleaned up, hey, you do your work, you're going to make your plays for the game, and then once the ball leaves your work, then that's the time to disengage, go get the football.
There was not an emphasis on putting the quarterback on the ground this season, but more of a thought of doing that. Have you felt like that's been? Yeah, I felt
we've hit the quarterback a lot. They've felt us in our games. We've gotten to him. We've been around him, even when we've been productive in sacks, probably more than we have even a year ago. So I'm happy with that. But yeah, I think the quarterback's taking a beating when we play him, and we want to continue that trend.
Do you feel like, is there any style of quarterback you haven't seen that you might see down the stretch that you would know that, so you're kind of ready for just about anything down the stretch here?
Yeah, we've seen nothing but really athletic quarterbacks, and we've seen some good guys that can still throw the ball from the pocket, and we face one every day. So we're pretty ready for any quarterback that comes.
Yeah.
For the tackling, is it angles? Is it technique? Once they make contact, what have you seen mostly there?
Yeah. A lot of it was strike zone. When do I go low? When do I go high? And that has a lot to do with angle. And so that was really a focus during the bye week of cleaning up my decision making when I strike, and when it's time to go low through their legs, and when it's time to go through them and knock them back. So I think that was probably our most consistent issue. So that's a very easy cleanup, but it takes discipline to do that. So that's what we're looking for.
Does Arizona change up their offense that much between their two quarterbacks?
No, they're both really good players. They're both really athletic. They have a system. They run it, and they got 2 good guys to run it. So whichever one's in, it really doesn't matter. They're both good players. We got to play really well.
Can you do any live tackling this time of year in practice, or is that pretty much?
No, that goes away pretty early in fall camp, really.
Yeah.
So you really got to focus on it, and that's the detail and discipline of practice, focusing on your angles in pursuit, that decision making when you're going in to just tag off. You got to constantly think about that stuff as a player.
Alton Julian got a little bit of time at inside linebacker. Is that something you can see happening more frequently down the stretch here, just given the depth of that position, or can he fit there? Or?
We'll see. I mean, there's he's new, so he's just learning the position. He's light. There's offenses where he can help give something to us. But there's offenses where if it's more of a downhill run game, you don't want a 200-pound linebacker in there. So it'll kind of depend on who we're playing and what goes on the rest of the year.